Okay, time to get this one down and talk about it.
Alright, so it's been a while since I've done a video. And I figured I should do this one because, well, I've had it for a long, long time. And it's unique to my collection, and it was quite a while before I figured out what it was, and now I know. But it is a Thailand Da. Now, they actually have another name that goes at the end of Da. I didn't look it up though. Da basically means knife slash sword, so it's a universal name. The story behind this, though, is very different. I've had this hanging up on our wall now for quite some time. Our youngest son, he was about, I don't know, it's been a while, maybe 10, 12, younger, maybe older. He was out and about and with some people, and they were at a thrift store, and this happened to be there. So he wanted to buy it for me, and the thrift store owner wasn't going to sell it to him because he's a kid. And our youngest son has this knack of convincing people on things by talking to them, and he finally convinced the thrift store to sell this to him so he can give it to me. And it was hella cool that he did. So as far as who the maker of this is, I do not know. What type of steel it is, I do not know. But this has been in my possession for quite a long time. Never cut with it, and we'll get to that why. But it's got real brass fittings here and back here. The wrap is nice. It looks like they had lacquered it previously. This is the original. So, and it's never come loose. And it's like a rope wrap, basically, like what's on the Saya that has come loose. This thing is actually really old. Like this one's loose. You can see there's some missing right in here. And then there's that. And then these ones. So it's a pretty old one. Pretty old Da. It's got still the, as you can see, the wrapping. And so you would wear it like this. It would hang on a belt. It's not very heavy. It's actually really light. And it has a nice grip on it. Now, the one thing I've noticed online is some of these had guards, and then some don't, like this one. This one doesn't have a guard. A lot of the older versions I've seen, and I could be wrong, of the Da, don't have guards. But the size is really nice. It's cracked right here. It is cracked right in here. It's hard to see. And like I said, this is pretty old, and there's probably a reason why this thing is cracked. Like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. But the handle is comfortable. It's nice. I mean, I got a Uchi katana here. Let me see how long that handle is right there. But I have also my Nagamaki. So if we line them up, they're almost the same length, because this is a 15 and a half. This is a 15 and a half inch handle. So this is about a little less than 15 inches. But it's very unique to my collection, and I love this thing. Now, let's see if I can get this thing out of the scabbard. That's the key thing. I don't know. There we go. I got it. It is a carbon blade. Now, I'll tell you right now why I haven't cut with this thing. See it? See the bow in it? Yeah, whoever had this prior bent the blade. But the blade isn't loose. It's secure in there. It's got a little tiny, very, very minute, I don't know if you can see that, right down here is like a fuller, real thin, really, really small. And as you can tell, it is a carbon blade. It's not stainless. But this thing is so cool. It's a pity that whoever had it, there you go, there's a really good picture of the bend, bent it. And it's messed up because the tip is in line with the rest of the blade. It's just right here. I might try and straighten it out. I'm not sure. It's got no nicks in the edge though. And I can tell it had an edge at one time. It was made with an edge. I can feel it. And then the taper on it's like awesome. It's nice and thick right there. And then you'll see the transition of that taper where you would do most of the cutting, which would be right up in here, is where you would do most of your cutting with, is right in this area. So it thins out pretty damn good. There are some pins inside the handle in here. Like I said, this is all real brass. But this thing is like, it's super light. Hella light because of that. This, I would say, is lighter than my Unibakais. This is actually lighter than my Kugurasu. This thing is so light. All the weight's in the, you can feel it, the weight's in the handle only. There's nothing in the blade. So, I guess kind of like, like with European swords, the weight is in the handle, not in the blade. So, and that's partly due because this swell right here that they've got puts the weight right there. So it's right, point of balance is like right there. And it's on this side, not the blade side. But I should try and clean this up a little bit. There's no real, unfortunately, markings on this to tell me much. I mean, I can tell that this thing was definitely hand forged. There's a little type of mark on this side of the blade, right in there. There's a mark. So I don't know if that's the maker's mark or not. Yeah, I thought I'd share this with you guys and let you all see it. This is why I don't cut with it though, because this bend right here, unfortunately. Because other than that, yeah, they really bent it. I see another bend in it, unfortunately. Let's see if I can get that in there. So whoever had this, really, they did not know what they were doing. And I don't even know if this was tempered, to be honest, because like I said, it was a gift and it was in a thrift store, but they bent the hell out of this. But it's a nice showpiece, for sure. Like I said, the blade is solid in the handle. It really, really is. So, very unique, very different. You don't see these very often. I know a couple of YouTubers recently have done a review on reproduction DAWs. But and on the back here, it's almost like they got jimping right in here. Right there. It's like they jimped it. But I know it's not jimping. So I'll try and get some close-up shots of this and let you guys see it more. But yeah, it's a sweet little sword. I wouldn't mind getting another one just to play around with, because this one you just can't. You're not going to be able to. Whoever had this, like I said, didn't know what they were doing and really messed up this blade. That's why, I mean, if you're going to get into this, try and learn a little bit and don't use any hard targets right away, you know, until you get more comfortable with it. But the blade, or the scabbard, that's how it's cut out. So, and it's a pretty damn good clean cutout too, I might say. But yeah, it's split on this side and the other side of the scabbard. So I just keep it hanging up on the wall, just for looks. And some people ask about it. It's a nice conversation piece sometimes. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Got a few other videos in the works. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. Take it easy.